Hey, Christian, do you remember how to record?
I never knew.
Yeah, I do. It's been a long while since we recorded. Like, what, damn near 3 months now?
That's not really in the long grand scheme of time. That's like a blip.
Uh, I
It's
mean,
not really that long.
it's not. It's just, like, I was on a trip for like a month and a half, and I came back, and then our schedules just couldn't match up. And now they finally
Mhm.
are. So all eight people who listen to this show can enjoy our voices
You're
again.
you're giving too much. Come on, there's not eight people. There's like two, you and me. Not really me. I hate the sound of my own voice. I don't like that I sound like a vaguely homosexual robot.
Ah,
Um,
callbacks.
and then maybe your parents listen. I don't know. But other than that, I don't have any faith that anybody listens to these.
All right. I mean, there's like, yeah, like I said, there's like one person I know for sure that listens.
A poor person.
Yeah, I know. So why don't we, without any further ado, get to some news. I know we've missed like 3 months of it. Some really good fucking news, but there's some good shit that come out this week. So let's get into it.
All right. Well, Daniel Craig is no longer doing this. Will he? Won't he? With Bond, he's like officially going to be James Bond again in another movie coming up.
Uh, So he's actually signed the piece of paper, not like, yeah, I want to do it? Because last I heard was, yeah, I want to do it.
I heard that it's pretty much official that he is going to be Bond.
I am still of the opinion that they should just let him go and just get another actor.
No, I want him to make a good one. I don't want the last. He's my favorite Bond. I don't want his last movie to be Spectre.
That's true. I mean, I would. My problem is, I just want him to care. Because he didn't give a shit, Inspector.
What are you talking about? That was a great performance as James Bond. He didn't talk much.
He looked
Looked,
bored.
he looked bored. No really connection with his love interest or any connection with the villain.
I am Blofeld. Yes, we know. We
You
know
think he'll be
that.
back? You think they'll bring back Christoph Waltz?
No, I want, you know what I want now? Since they got the big shit out of the way, just there's no more books or short stories of James Bond that they could do. Just do something new now. Just give me something new.
I kind of. I want them to bring back Blofeld. Why would they set him up to be the big villain and then do nothing after that?
I mean they I don't want to keep, I don't want to compare it to the old thing they did with Spectre, but the old thing they did with Spectre was just so much better. They slowly had Spectre be a thing, and they kept introduced. Blofeld wasn't even named until like the third movie. Before then he was just number one. And then
Well,
here
now
the big reveal is, I am Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Like, yeah, we everybody knew it.
Well, look, okay, they have Blofeld. He's Bond's brother, kind of. I want them to play
Ugh.
on that. I'd be disappointed if they just didn't even touch that.
Like, did they even mention that he had a brother in the other movies?
You're talking about for
The
the Craig
Craigs,
movies or
the
for the original
Craigs, because
series?
the Craigs, the Craig Bonds are like a reboot.
Yeah, no, they'd never made any mention of his past life.
That's what I thought.
Well, I mean, in Skyfall, he mentioned his parents and hating that house, but he never mentioned having a brother.
Yeah, I figured, like if they were planning on doing that, they would have at least mentioned that he had a brother. Because
No, okay,
I mean, really, if that's the case, then Blofeld is like 15 years younger than Bond.
clearly Spectre was made without any inclination of they were leading up to that. And no, like,
I
did you
know.
really think that like Lashif was connected to this and that was connected to that? No, that's just some bullshit they pulled out of their ass for Spectre.
Yeah, oh man, we can do an entire episode on why Spectre is disappointing. But I want to see Craig give a shit. But if it's going to be another repeat, I'd just rather them get a new actor.
I want Craig to, I want his career to end.
Really?
I've already mentioned on this podcast, but he ruined any chances of a Girl with a Dragon Tattoo sequel with those people involved. He's dead to me now. So, I want him as Bond because he's my favorite Bond, but at the same time, like, I want this next Bond to come out and be even a bigger disaster and just to ruin his career.
What about... Oh, dude, that's not going to happen. Lucky Logan is going to save his career.
That looks really good.
It does. Like, he's chewing the scenery like it's beef jerky.
Yeah,
and I love it.
All right. Well, so you're not into him being Bond again?
I'm not.
Would you want them to keep the supporting cast, or just flush everything and start new?
No, I don't want them to start over again. Because like I don't want them to do that. I want them to just keep going. Because I like Ralph Fiennes as M. I like what's her name, who's doing Moneypenny. I like I can never remember this guy's name. Felix Leiter. I like him as Felix Leiter. I like the support.
He'd be back, would he?
I mean, he's there's only two Felix Leiter or actors who have ever reprised their role as Felix Leiter, and I would like him to just keep going because I like him as an actor.
He's busy with Westworld, and I think his name's Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, I did Jeffrey Wright. Yeah.
All right, so the Justice League trailer.
I have some problems with it.
Yes.
Well, for starters, what I do like. I thought when Alfred mentioned penguins exploding little toys, I thought that was cute. I thought it was like X-Men's, what were you expecting? Yellow spandex? I thought it was something, I thought it was cute like that.
Stop it.
Apart from that, I don't think I really liked any other part of it.
So in this film universe where people are being murdered and necks are being broken,
we're gonna have some
fun. You believe there was giant exploding penguins?
No, no, no. I just said I thought it was cute because the rest of it, it looks like it was filmed on the set of 300, and by that I just mean a bunch of green sheets. Well, I mean, it's all pretty much 100% CGI. Like, the only technicality it has of being live action is, there's like 4 people in costumes. So, like, I feel like it's just going to be more of the reason why I didn't like Batman v Superman.
Have you seen Wonder Woman yet?
I haven't.
That somewhat. There was more WB DC stories that I didn't write down because they're so wishy-washy in what they do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw where they were doing what was it? With the silver and black thing? Black Cat and...
That's Sony.
I thought DC was that.
Oh, you dumbass.
Whatever.
Anyway, they keep introducing stuff that they're gonna do, and then whenever the next movie comes out, and depending on how that does, they completely scrap it and morph their plan.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman came out, and it's actually it's good. It's fine. It's the best of the DC movies, I think.
Which isn't saying a lot.
Yeah, but she was a genuinely good character, I thought. And that's important to
me.
Okay. So, once that came out, now they're doing reshoots on Justice League, and people are thinking it's to include more Wonder Woman, which I'm fine with, because I did like her. But yeah, this movie does not look good to me. And I thought Aquaman looked funny, I guess.
Yeah.
I liked seeing this version of Jim Gordon because I like J.K. Simmons.
Me too.
but I feel like we don't. I have like no interest in this movie because I feel like I don't know where they're going after this because they could just scrap everything. Like I think they said that they're gonna do Flashpoint for Flash.
Yeah, and that's his first movie, which bothers me.
Well, they killed Superman in his second movie, so
Right, but we know he comes back at the end. We know.
But my point is like, I really think they're gonna use Flashpoint to just restart everything.
Like part of me likes that. I don't love it. I like it because, maybe they can, give a shit next time and actually make a good movie. But it also bothers me because it's our real first story about the Flash. And we're automatic, like, our first story with the Flash is them starting the whole thing over.
I just feel like I have no investment in Justice League because I have a feeling they're going to just restart it. So it doesn't matter what happens in Justice League. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm right there with you. Like, maybe I'll watch it on Hulu. But I don't really want to watch it in a theater.
And, like, Ben Affleck might not even be back as Batman. That's kind of up in the air right now, so I'm not invested in him anymore.
Yeah, because they completely threw out his script.
Would you rather that they just recast Bruce Wayne, or would you rather they set up like Dick Grayson being the new Batman or something?
I actually wouldn't mind seeing Dick Grayson take up the role as Batman because Dick Grayson isn't all doom and gloom by the time he takes on that role. You know what I mean? He's still Dick Grayson. He's still like a more mature version of the Boy Wonder. So he's optimistic. He's happy, whereas Bruce Wayne is kind of a dick.
I like to see something different.
Yeah.
So Dick Grayson is kind of cool, but at the same time, like I have a response I can't control of not wanting anybody else but Bruce Wayne to be Batman.
Yeah, or maybe they could compromise with people and just have Nightwing take his place.
I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do feel like they're gonna use the Flash movie to be like, all right, we're just gonna start over. We know what people like. We know what people don't like. We know what. I feel like they're kind of getting things figured out, but Justice League was clearly made before they started figuring shit out because this looks like a lot of the same bullshit that was in the other movies.
I have a theory.
Mm-hmm.
Flashpoint is going to be a remake, okay, of Days of Future Past. In that, they go back and they do the Flashpoint shit, and you're gonna have Bruce's parents, be the Joker and Batman, and you're gonna have, similar to what they had in the comic and even in the cartoon adaptation. And then at the very end, hear me out. Hear me out. They're gonna do that, and at the very end, it's going to be much like the end of Days of Future Past, it's going to be a more brighter, better looking, happy Justice League.
I don't think they're gonna.
I don't think they're that smart.
What?
I don't think they're that smart to do that.
No, but like whenever they make a comic book movie and it's got the title of a famous plotline, they very rarely do that plotline. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they have Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Bruce's father.
That doesn't mean anything.
I mean, Jesus, if you want a darker Justice League, I mean, it's gonna be pitch black showing that version of Batman.
I think they'll do Flashpoint, but I don't think it'll be much like the comic. I think it'll really just be a new story that deals with like alternate stuff. I don't think it'll be that much like the original comic.
Well, I mean, I have no faith in whatever they do because I'm happy that my live-action Justice League is still really good, and that's on the CW. Which, if you're not watching it, you should watch it because it's a lot of fun.
I'm not gonna watch it.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm not gonna. I don't care.
The Flash is good. Supergirl is great. Legends of Tomorrow is wacky and fun.
I have no interest in those shows.
Oh, they're so good.
All right. Well, a good trailer. The Thor trailer.
Oh God, was it so good?
It was great.
Oh my God, was it great? I was sitting there smiling the whole time.
It's just so I don't like. It's so weird that DC is getting it so wrong constantly.
Yes.
And then Marvel just keeps doing good stuff. I mean, look. There's a level of me that's getting a little bit not bored with Marvel, but I'm feeling a sense of it's all kind of the same.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But this trailer was awesome. Like they keep getting me back with shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when me and you talked about Spider-Man, how the only real complaints we had about it was that it felt a lot like like the way it was shot. And its general tonality was, it kind of felt like what I told you, Ant-Man, which is not bad. That is not a bad thing. It's just all their movies do feel kind of the same, and it's not showing me a whole lot of different. But what they're showing me is really, really good.
I was talking to a friend about I haven't seen it, but the Avengers Infinity War stuff they've been showing at Comic-Con.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have a lot of interest in that movie right off the bat because I don't care about big space villains, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But then, I guess in some of the footage it said that, Thor meets the Guardians, and I'm like, God damn it, I want to see that. You know what I mean?
know!
I'm like, Marvel, you pull me back in with this shit. I'm going to see Avengers Infinity War. If it's not great, it'll be good, right?
Yeah.
Other movies are at least good.
Right.
I can't think of a bad Marvel movie in this cinematic universe.
Right, me neither.
I mean, they have weaker ones, but they're all good.
Yeah.
So I thought this would at least be good, but yeah, as soon as I heard all the different characters meeting, I'm like, all right, I do want to see that.
Based on the premise alone, I just want to watch it.
So we get Hulk finally
Yeah.
talking.
Oh, and he's funny.
How cool is that?
I know. He's so entertaining. And he's like,
I mean, he's spoken before, but this is he's full on sentence speaking.
Right, he first talked in Avengers, no God or whatever, short little 3-4 word sentences. But now he's just full on conversing, and it's great.
Yeah. And how good does Kate Blanchett look?
Oh my dude, she's always looked so good. But
she's amazing.
She's got that really before we get to the thing that that I really want to say. My God, she looks like she's having so much fun. Mm-hmm. She looks like she's just on board. She looks like she wants to just keep going. And then so that's my feminist talk. And now, oh my God, she looks so hot in that goth shit.
It's just Marvel is really stepping their game up villain-wise.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Ego was good, the Vulture was good, and now she looks like she's going to keep being, and then we're going to get, hopefully, if she's good, then I will have a little bit more hope for Thanos, who's a character I have no interest in.
Yeah. Hey, put your hand over your heart. In Marvel, we trust.
Yeah, I can't say for sure I'm going to not like Thanos, because they've been doing a good job with their villains. I can't lie. But also, how many times is Thor gonna trust Loki?
Yeah, I can't, and I kind of like how they're acknowledging it now, because when Loki first shows up, he goes, "Surprise!"
Yeah, it's getting a little ridiculous.
I mean, it is ridiculous, and we're gonna watch it going, okay, when's he gonna stab him? When's he gonna stab his back?
It was I didn't know going in, they show in this show, I didn't know they were going to team up again. And when they did that, I was like, come on, this shit again? But then they have this scene with them, firing guns together.
Oh, did that look so cool?
I'm like, Marvel, you fucking did it again.
I said the same thing, that little fucking half-second little thing looks amazing. Because it just looks like they're just going into a hallway of villains. There's a machine gun through. And
great.
Oh God. And what about that Carl Urban? Nice to see him getting work. I love Carl Urban so much.
Yeah, I like him in Star Trek, and I like him as Dredd.
Like, there's, like, he's also, I mean, God, uh, oh, what was his name in Lord of the Rings?
I don't know.
Eomer or some shit like that. But
That's what
still,
all the names were.
I fucking love, like, there's nothing about this trailer that doesn't make me squeal with joy.
Yes.
Like, oh, like, the next thing is just like, ee! And then higher pitch, ee! It's so wonderful.
All right. So the next story is apparent. Okay, you liked Creed, right?
I did, and I know what you're talking about. I actually heard the story.
Yeah. So I guess Sylvester Stallone is writing Creed 2,
Yes.
and he might direct it possibly, and it might bring back Drago.
I love, at least the feel of a Sylvester Stallone directed movie. I think he's a wonderful director. The bringing in of Ivan Drago is great because
Is it?
yes, because he killed Adonis Creed's father.
Yeah, I know.
So that has the potential for some really great stuff. And
That's it.
I know Rocky 4 is incredibly just dripping with nacho cheese, but I loved what they did with Creed so much that I'm just really excited to see more. Because I love
Yeah,
Rocky.
Part of me feels like how much of Creed was successful because of Coogler though, the guy who like directed it and everything.
That's a really good
Like,
question.
Don't you think Creed 2 would be more successful with him attached as opposed to Stallone doing it again?
That's a really good question. Uh, I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I really I loved. Well, Sylvester Stallone did not write Creed,
Right? No, it was
and
Coogler.
like I don't even think he had a producer credit on it. I think it was just acting.
I think so too.
And I loved every part of Creed. It made me cry several times. I loved that movie. So with Stallone, having a part of it, like a creative part, it makes me optimistic. But at the same time, I have to have pause with it because I don't want Rocky Balboa to have too big a part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just kind of feel like, in my opinion, it feels like that franchise doesn't need him anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope that either in this one or the next one, Rocky dies, just like Mickey died. Well, because the comparison between Rocky and Mickey in this is huge. Right? He's obviously taken up the role as the trainer, and I feel once Adonis Creed finds who he is as a fighter, I really, really hope that Sylvester Stallone either writes it in or tells the writers, "Hey, it's time for my character to go." I really hope it happens.
He doesn't need to die. We don't have to have an exact thing. I mean, he could just ride off into the sunset.
He'd already tried that, like 4 times. They tried him riding off in the sunset in 3, in 4, in 5, and in Balboa. And Balboa's a perfect ending for him. And then they bring him back in Creed,
It's more of an epilogue.
and now he's in it. But now I just really want him to just go away and not come back.
I want Drago to kill him. That'd be funny.
Or what? Oh, dude, you know what would be fucked up? Is if Ivan Drago is like all Muhammad Ali'd out, where he's just like got Parkinson's and is punch drunk stupid.
That could give some really good chances for humor.
It could. Like in the beginning of Rocky 5, we see the aftermath of that fight, and it's dark. Like, Rocky is just in the fetal position in the shower crying for Mick while he's hugging Adrian. Like, it is dark, and he's like sitting there shaking because he's so punch drunk. and we know how the rest of that movie goes. So, oh god, I want to see some good shit in there.
I feel like, okay, Drago, I guess, I'm a little bit okay with him coming back into things, because you're right, he did kill Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
But I would rather it kind of not rely so much on what we've seen before and just kind of be this new story. I don't know. That's just my feeling, my gut feeling. But who knows? They could do it with Stallone and bring back Drago, and it could be great. I'm just saying that my own feeling was I would rather Creed be more of his own character now and do his own story instead of relying too much on the Rocky mythology.
And
that's just one.
Like, I don't know, I agree. I feel like a part of him doing that is addressing his past, because the first one's all about him, you know, getting out from under his, or out of his father's shadow when he was out of it the whole time. He just didn't know it. Like, he needed to feel it. And I feel like them addressing Ivan Drago is going to be probably the thing that makes him feel like he's out of his shadow.
But he didn't know his dad.
Right, but he still felt like he was living in his father's shadow because he was a Creed.
I know, but I mean, him confronting Drago, that's not going to hold any weight for me because he didn't even know his father.
I mean, he didn't know his... I know he didn't know his father. I just... Again, I feel like it would just be a really good thing for him to see what happened to his father. You know, who did it, why did it, so that he could get some more, you know, I am my own person kind of thing.
I disagree.
All right.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so the last piece of news I have is that Joe Pesci has crawled from under his rock, and he will be in The Irishman, the new Martin Scorsese movie.
Oh, I am so looking forward to The Irishman.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he's Martin Scorsese.
Did you see his last movie?
What was his last movie?
Silence.
I didn't know that was a movie.
I don't know, clearly you don't care that much about it.
I didn't know! Like, there's not a Google alert for fucking Scorsese movies on my phone.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. It's gonna have, you know, Robert De Niro, I think Harvey Keitel, and I think Al Pacino as well.
Hey, there you go.
Doesn't it kind of feel like he's just going back to the classics?
Oh, he's been... I feel like the last thing he did that was fresh was Wolf of Wall Street.
You didn't see Silence!
Of the movies I've seen.
Okay. It's gonna be on Netflix. It's not going to be in theaters.
Really?
Yeah.
Getting in on that Netflix train.
Isn't that kind of sad? I feel a little bit of a... I mean, not really. Okay, look. Netflix makes they make some quality stuff.
They do.
Right? There's no shame in him going to Netflix. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But there's like a part of me that's like, no big studio wanted to buy his movie.
You know, what I think's more likely is Netflix came to him.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Do you think Joe Pesci will be good in it? Has anybody seen him?
The last movie that I'm aware of that he was in was that Matt Damon movie.
The Bourne Identity.
No.
He was in that.
Was he?
Hey, yo! You want to know your identity? Come over to me, Slippy Jim.
What? Oh god, it was The Good Shepherd. He had one scene in The Good Shepherd.
Is it good?
I mean, it was. I remember it being good. I haven't. I think it was. It'll be a little dated now because it's like a 12-year-old movie.
Well, if he comes back into acting, I think everybody knows what they really want, and that's to make him do another Home Alone movie.
Oh, that would... Ugh.
I just want to see him and 60-year-old Daniel Stern getting their old faces bashed in for 2 hours straight. Have him still be the sticky / wet bandits, old men robbing people, really just sad and pathetic.
That would be sad and pathetic.
I'd love it.
Alright,
that's all I got for news.
Alright, you ready to do this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest here. About 45 minutes in, I just kind of got up and started doing something else.
Yeah, I know. You can fucking tell.
Like, it was still on, and I peeked at it every once in a while. But at about minute 40, minute 45, I just kind of got up and started doing things.
I feel like that's not fair. I feel like I should be able to do that to you at some point now.
I couldn't help it. It's
Well,
so
fine.
boring.
But just so you know, I now get a mulligan like that.
You do. That's completely fair. You do get a mulligan. Wait, what
You
do
only
you...
made it to 40 minutes?
No, I watched... I was doing the whole thing.
Right.
But I was, like, on my phone. I was setting up the computer so that we could record. Like, minute 40, 45 is where it just lost me. Like, I just don't care. This movie's moves at a snail's pace. Like, it wants to be James Cameron so much. I felt a lot of True Lies in it. I felt, oh god, I felt like they wanted to do something, just nobody on the set knows how.
And this movie is...
Memoirs of a Fatty Fall Down.
You know, it's not that, and I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not. Like, it's not another Fatty Fall Down movie. I'm not sure if it would have been better if it would have been.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like, at least it wouldn't have been boring.
I was thinking, like, this is bad. It's not like... I thought it was going to be Paul Blart the Spy.
Oh, yeah.
But would it have been better if it was?
I know. Because, like, the very least, I'd sit there and groan over about how stupid it was. But this is just boring. It moves. It's only an hour and 38 minutes. It's short. It is a short movie. And fuck, it felt like it was 4 hours long.
You feel every minute.
Oh,
Like,
oh boy, do you.
I paused it at least 6 times to look at the time, and I'm like, Jesus. How much? Like, this is a fucking chore. Like, this isn't
I
the
did
worst
too.
movie we watched, but it felt the longest. Like, it felt like the most grueling experience we've had so far, for me.
Yeah, and I think we've actually watched like a 2.5 hour movie. I don't even remember what it was.
It wasn't like, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen.
No,
but
God,
it's
oh god, no.
dull as shit.
Oh yeah. Like, it is alright, you take a knife, right? And you put it fucking blade end down on a grinder, and it is fucking dull. Like, it is fucking, like, buried pennies dull. It is just it'd have been better if it was just so, oh my god, this is so stupid, this is so outrageously stupid, I can't believe they're making this. It would have been better if it was that.
So, okay, so the plot, right? The way it started out...
And there really is one.
It starts out where I started to think, like, okay, I see where it's going to be him as a spy,
Yeah.
he's a total doofus. It kind of starts out like that, but then you find out that he's just a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a non-fiction writer, but he gets his, like, stories from his friend who's was a CIA analyst.
Yeah.
And he's writing this book that ends up people thinking it's true. They think that these are his stories, that he was the ghost. That's the name of this spy character. And then he gets, like, brought into this, like, Venezuela crime story, and it does kind of become what you think. It's just him being a spy.
Mm-hmm.
At first, once it started getting into the writer stuff and that he was a liar and everyone thought that his story was true, I thought it was going to be more like a drama or something, like World's Greatest Dad.
I did too.
I was like, well, this is different. This is interesting. But then it kind of goes into where you think, with him being
Yeah.
a dumbass spy.
I would have given it more credit if it was bad and it went to a new place than what it did. Uh,
Yeah, it's kind of exactly what you think it is.
yeah, I want to give it credit for having a strong female lead, but even then
Stop it.
they treat the female lead like she's a side character
Because she
and
is.
a
She's just an
completely
attractive
forgettable
face.
character. She is, yeah, she is, and she's effectively useless because she gets disarmed at every interval. She gets, I mean, she beats up people a lot, but no one of importance. Like, it's she's the world's most effective sidekick beat 'em upper.
Why are like why are agents always attractive in movies? You think that offends real agents who are ugly as shit?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
You think there's spies out there who are like just not attractive and they're like, oh damn Daniel Craig making us look good. We don't all look like that. But she's very pretty.
She is. Oh, she's absolutely gorgeous.
Not a good actress.
No, nope.
No. And like I the stuff with the Venezuela, I really could not keep up with what was going on and who was screwing who.
Yeah, I like Andy Garcia's in this, and
Yes.
I text you, is that Andy Garcia? Like as if I thought he would have been better than that. And I couldn't tell if he knew Kevin James was faking or if he legitimately believed he was the ghost. Like,
Yeah, everyone in this movie is a dumbass. Rob Riggle is in it, who I
Yeah.
always feel bad for because I like Rob Riggle.
like as soon as I saw him, I'm like, is he not getting enough work?
No, he's a funny dude, but
And
seems
he's
to
in
always be
everything right
shit.
now.
Huh?
He's in everything right now.
But he's never in anything good.
21 Jump Street.
Okay, yeah. As soon as I said that, I thought 21 Jump Street. But other than that, like, he was in like Step Brothers and 21 Jump Street, but then like he was in like Dumb and Dumber 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Bullshit.
that.
He's always like in crap movies, and I'm like, you deserve a little bit better. You're
Oh,
a
he
funny
does.
dude.
'Cause he's so charismatic and he's so funny.
Not in this. He's
No.
actually like not funny at all.
They don't give him anything to do. He sits in a chair the whole movie.
This movie isn't even really a comedy.
I don't know what it is.
Who is it for?
Like, you know, to go back to what we were saying, how Netflix makes great movies, they make great movies, but it's only to the thanks of the shitty little Adam Sandler shit that they make, because
Okay,
somehow those things bring in money.
you know what? This isn't connected to Adam Sandler.
It's not?
I thought that it was too. It's not his Happy Madison crew. He's not involved in it.
Holy shit, it's not. How the fuck is that possible?
I don't know. And like I thought it was him, right?
Yeah.
And then when they start talking about like the real ghost and all the cool shit he did, in the back of my head I'm like, it's Adam Sandler. He's gonna come up at the end because in all of his movies he's got to have a hot girlfriend who's
Right.
super cool.
Yep.
And then when they find out that the ghost is actually who it actually is, I was like, there's no way Adam Sandler is involved in this movie and did not let himself be the coolest character.
Yeah, and like while I was watching, I'm going, you know, for an Adam Sandler movie, there's not enough homophobia. And there's not enough sexism. There's not enough sexism. There's not enough bigotry. This is a weird Adam Sandler movie. And then, yeah, no shit, because it's not an Adam Sandler movie.
But I thought the same thing. Like throughout the movie, I'm like, this is weirdly not like him.
Yeah.
It was written and directed by Jeff Wadlow, the guy who did Kick-Ass 2.
Really?
Which I like Kick-Ass 2. It's not
That's
that great.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fine movie.
Yeah.
Better than the comic book.
What?
Way better than the comic book.
Yeah, there's not as much like horrible rape and child murder. So that's always good. Or it's not, depending on your mood.
That's true. That's true.
So that like Kick-Ass 2 and this is his biggest things, I think. So I doubt he'll be making movies much longer.
Ooh, you hate to see that.
But this is just a bizarre movie. Like it's got 80s music, but the music's all in Spanish.
Yeah, that was weird. Cause that Taylor Swift song, I like that song, and then I kept wanting to sing it, and like, oh, but it's in Spanish.
She liked that song.
It's a good song.
It doesn't have any. Andy Garcia is the biggest star in it.
Yeah.
Him and Kevin James, I guess. I didn't hate Kevin James that much, but I'm completely dead to him now.
Like, I hate him, but any actor in movies, I am completely willing to give them, the benefit of the doubt if they do something different. And for a while, it seemed like this was going to be Kevin James's something different. And then it just kind of turns into old hat.
Wasn't he in that, what's that one where he plays, where he's, boxing or something?
Yeah, but it just turns into another Kevin James movie.
Oh, that's not that good?
No.
Okay. I got 3 laughs out of this quote-unquote comedy. And they were never funny, they were never hard laughs, but I got 3 chuckles. The first one was, this movie has Katie Couric, who I always think is adorable.
Me too.
And there's a joke where they're like, she didn't even read your book, and then you see she has this weathered copy that's highlighted and all earmarked and stuff. That got a laugh out of me.
Yeah, me too.
Then when the hot girl whose character, I don't know any of these characters' names.
I don't either.
The hot girl talking about her backstory of all of her agents getting killed.
When she cried.
That got me a laugh. And then in the end when he's like, you brought a knife to a gunfight.
You know what I thought? I thought about that thing Christopher Lee said when Saruman died in Lord of the Rings. You ever stabbed a man in the chest? No, they don't scream.
It was a cheap joke, and I saw it coming a mile away, but I still found it funny. I can't argue. I can't lie about that.
Yeah.
So this movie gave me 3 laughs. It's a comedy, and I laughed thrice.
It's just such an odd movie because I don't want to hate any movie, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it'd be more entertaining if I did hate it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I feel like I don't have much to say. It's not. I don't get this movie. What was the thought process going into it? It's super cheap looking, by the way.
It is.
They have this weird thing where you get text coming on screen and people phasing in and out of it. That looks really bad. It's not funny. The action's not good. Who was this made for?
Do you remember that Nicolas Cage movie Next?
I never saw it.
It's an excellent movie until the last scene. Because the last scene completely undoes the entire movie. And that's what it feels like, when he's doing his writing, and then he just oh, no, I don't like that, and just deletes that whole thing. And then it erases what would be a cool scene. It reminded me of that. That this movie desperately wants to be True Lies, and for some reason it chose the worst part of Next to rip off. I just don't know. It's just so weird how they make this thing.
All the cutaway stuff is really distracting to me too. When it's
I thought it was going to end.
What?
I kept expecting it to end when they did the cutaways.
They keep doing this joke. Well, it's not really. There's no jokes in this, but there's this part where they keep cutting away to what he wishes he could do in the situation, and they do it a lot, and it's really distracting and weird.
Yeah, because, I figured that they were going to do this at the end, where they do that thing, and then he actually does it.
Yeah, I knew that was going to happen, too.
It's unfortunate that they go that way, because it's the easy joke. Mm-hmm. But it also... It just doesn't feel like he would be able to do that in a helicopter that's currently crashing, and he's never been able to do anything good the entire movie.
Well, they set up that he obviously idolizes spies, and he does work out and stuff. They show that.
That doesn't make him any good at fighting.
I could buy that on some level. Why is he so fat now? I didn't want to talk about his weight, but he is getting unhealthy.
I think the craft services table on his TV show are getting him even bigger.
Look, I'm not a great looking person, so I'm not going to make fun of someone's body, but, like, he needs to do something, right? I mean, isn't his family concerned?
Yeah, I mean...
Or did they watch this movie?
Yeah, for that MMA movie he did work out.
He got in shape for that, right? Not in shape, but he got better.
I mean, he looked like he was an in-shape big guy. Not necessarily... I mean, he was still, kind of fat, but it looked like the fat that was covering a bunch of muscle. And in Paul Blart, it just looks like he's straight up, like, flubbery fat. And in this, it looks like he was working out and in shape, but it looks like he's just gotten so much older that it's just not convincing.
He's, like, weird and rectangular looking. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, he's very refrigerator boxy.
But, yeah, the best part of the movie was when he gets blown up in the beginning with the rocket launcher.
Yeah, I was like, oh, well, movie's over. That was quick.
I was like, if it ended here, I would have respected it.
Oh, me too. Like, they spent $10,000 and just, oh, well, there it is.
No, he gets blown up, right, in the first, 5 minutes.
And there's just
And then you're like, what's the rest of the movie? And then the rest of the movie is, cut stuff from Paul Blart of him just falling over. I could have enjoyed that.
Yeah. God, it's such a weird movie.
Yeah, it's one of the, okay, sometimes I'll recommend, this was my pick, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'll pick movies that I haven't seen yet, which is, I'm learning now is a mistake. I need to stop doing that, because I don't, sometimes, I must be some evil genius. How did I not know this was this bad? I was, upset at myself watching it, don't ever pick a movie again without watching it first, Christian.
That's true.
This movie is shit.
Yeah.
But then maybe if I'd have watched it a second time, I don't know if I could have. It was...
Yeah, see, I couldn't either.
It's just dull. It's mind-numbingly boring. I was just sitting there in my room, just what am I doing with my life? I'm in my underwear, wearing a Kylo Ren t-shirt with my boxers, and I'm watching this movie on the floor of my bedroom, and I'm like, I'm a 26-year-old man. What is happening to me? What am I becoming? What is wrong with me as a person? I don't know. This movie awakened some demons in me that I was not ready to face.
Say what you want, Yoga Hosers is probably the worst movie we saw so far. But...
Kind of. In some parts, yes.
Yeah. But it was so bad, we had a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Mingle was so fucking bad, but we had a lot to talk about. This movie, it almost dares you to keep paying attention.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that, for us at least, just from what we've been doing so far, comedies I think are harder for us to do, because you can only say it's not funny so many times.
Right, yeah.
It's easier for us to make fun of stuff that's, appallingly bad, but if a comedy just isn't funny, what can you really say? It's just...
Yeah, then it just becomes a movie.
Yeah, well, no. A movie implies some kind of effort. I don't know. I got nothing else to say about this. I don't want to say I'm sorry because you didn't sit through the whole thing like I did.
True.
So I feel like I'm annoyed at you a little bit right now. But again, I'll use my own mulligan at some point.
Okay.
So what's the next pick?
So
what do you got?
I got a couple things in mind. Because I haven't thought... I've been wanting to record, and I kept forgetting that I also need to pick a movie. So I've been scrolling through Hulu, just trying to pick, and there's 2 movies that neither of us have seen that I know, because I've read about them, that they are just appallingly confusingly bad. And I'm going to let you pick which of these two, because honestly, I don't know. We have Top Dog, starring
What?
Chuck Norris and a dog. And Double Team. Let's see, is that? No, yeah, Double Team, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dennis Rodman, and Mickey Rourke.
God damn.
Tough, right?
When you said Top Dog, I was like, okay, clearly that. And then you said Dennis Rodman, and I'm like, that's a toughie. What are you leaning to?
Honestly, I'm leaning toward Double Team.
Yeah, let's do that.
Double Team?
Yeah.
Okay, now, history on it. This movie is appallingly bad. However, there is a sequel to this movie that was made in 1999. And it stars Dennis Rodman and a before he got famous Dane Cook.
Really?
Yeah, and I read about it because it was a part of this article that I saw that said, movies with a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. And the sequel to Double Team was on it, and Dennis Rodman reprises his role as the badass weapons specialist, and Dane Cook plays the badass comic relief. And he's not funny in it. So
You like Dane Cook?
I respect him. I don't really like his comedy.
What do you respect about him?
He's been doing it for 20 plus years. He's got a lot of charisma. Despite his mom, dad, and writing partner dying in the same year, he's still going on with comedy. I want to believe that he'll do something better. I'm not going to say he's a bad comic, because he's not. He's just not my style of comedy. I just want to believe that he'll do something that would be more to my liking.
What's the difference between you and...
Yeah, I know, and that's perfectly acceptable. Like, I don't like his stuff, but I'm not going to say he's bad.
I don't believe in anybody. I don't believe that anybody will ever do better. You've got hope. I respect that. I appreciate it. It only makes you weaker. What can I say?
And your distrust in your friends is yours.
Alright, so Double Team.
Double Team. It's on Hulu.
Alright.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to do a palate cleanser, but I decided not to.
What was your palate cleanser?
It was either going to be, Needful Things or Last Action Hero.
I haven't seen Last Action Hero. Is it good?
I love it. Because it's meta before meta was popular. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, who's playing an Arnold Schwarzenegger type action hero.
Right.
And then this kid watches the movie.
He comes into like the real world, right?
Right, this kid jumps into the movie world, so everyone's really sexy. Okay. No one's in any real danger except for the bad guys. And like Sylvester Stallone is mentioned in it, and he plays the Terminator. It's movie rules, but then they get sucked into the real world where real people get hurt and killed. It's a great movie. Like
Needful Things is fine. We can watch that sometime too. It's Stephen King story. I haven't seen it in a long time, but there's some parts that are pretty creepy in it. It's mainly funny now because of that episode of Rick and Morty when the devil builds a shop.
Yeah.
It's completely parodying off of that. That part is funny. But yeah, so the movie I was going to recommend that I don't think we should do anymore because, like I said, comedies are hard, was I saw Bad Santa 2.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
It's really bad.
That's what I keep hearing. Like, it basically... Like, you know how, people's expectations of what's funny has changed since 2007, and you know how they basically just remake Bad Santa 2 in today with the same kind of comedy.
I disagree because I still think Bad Santa's funny.
Oh no, I do too. I definitely
Okay.
do. I'm just saying you can't remake that for today. Your comedy has to evolve.
I don't. I
Or
feel
at least
like,
for a sequel, you have to do something different.
I feel like funny is just funny. Like if they, yeah, they do scenes where they kind of try to redo it and it doesn't work, but it's just bad. Like it was uncomfortably bad. But yeah, we're not gonna do that one because like it. I don't want to just have another like 40 minutes of us being like, yeah, it's not funny.
Yeah, I feel like we should do. Yeah, not comedy because comedy is extremely subjective.
Unless it is like just really bad, like yoga hosers.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
which I don't exactly know who that movie's for.
Yeah, you do. Kevin Smith's daughter.
Kevin Smith and his family and Johnny Depp and his family.
Yeah, you do. You know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, like maybe we should do like bad action movies or bad horrors or something like that. 'Cause-
Yeah, that's easier for us to talk about.
right, because when those movies are bad, they're at least entertainingly bad. Yeah, so yeah, I'm glad we're on the same trip here.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? During this entire review, I didn't once look at my notes because we we pretty much just hit everything. Because after about halfway through my notes, it started to get I am so bored. Commits the cardinal sin. It's boring. There's no real stakes. This is boring.
I wrote stuff down, but nothing that's worth talking about. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I got nothing else to say really.
All right, so we're gonna do Double Team. It's an action movie from 1997.
You're still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording. We're still going on, man.
Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, this is good shit we're doing right here.
Okay, fine with me. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did not get into my anti-Semitic rants that I only
Oh.
talk about when it's you and me in private.
Yeah, I edit those out.
Okay, good.
Yeah, look out for Double Team. It'll be coming in the next few.
Whatever. Probably next week. Probably next week.
Yeah, I have. We'll figure it out. Like, I'm going to St. Pete next weekend.
How are you doing that?
Because I'm gonna go visit some friends I haven't seen in a couple years.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I haven't seen you in less than one. Okay, don't give me that.
Well, yeah. No, it's fine. I get it. It's all right. You have friends. That must be nice.
Don't you?
Well, that'll be our show, folks.
Oh man, I love you so much. All right, well, like I said, for the 8th time, that'll be Double Team coming to you here soon. And
We're
then,
gonna double team that movie.
oh, we're gonna Double Team the shit out of it. We're gonna look into each other's eyes. We're gonna Double
what I
Team
did.
that bitch.
Yep.
Eiffel Tower.
Violently. Okay.
All right, talk to you later, Christian.
Yep. Bye.
Bye, everybody.